Hey everyone, before we kick this episode off, I urge everyone listening to like and subscribe to our podcast, wherever you may get your podcast from. So if you listen to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating, or also subscribe to us on Spotify. And I urge all of our listeners to head to our website, and you can get more than just our podcast from there. We have news stories all the time there. We have feature articles there. So head to tnpmedia.au. That's tnpmedia.au. All right, without further ado, we'll get stuck into the podcast.
Talk and Power, your motorsport and motoring radio show. Now on 88.5 FM, The Valley Comes Alive. And podcasting across iTunes and talkandpower.com.au.
Alright, welcome to episode 202 of the Talk and Power podcast. I am your host, Nick Pichumbra, and I am joined with my co-host here, Michelle Morrison over there, and Simon Gonzo Travellini over there.
Nick, I got told that I was reminding people of Tim the Toolman's neighbour with the microphone up.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right.
Wilson was his name. Wilson.
Oh,
Why did I think Al?
Howdy, neighbour.
Was Al the best friend?
Yeah, the guy he worked with, yeah. Michelle,
The co-host.
The co-host, that's right. Do we sing happy birthday now?
No.
Yes, you can sing.
No.
Go for it.
Anyway, happy birthday, Simon.
Thanks, mate.
Happy birthday.
As we record this, it is the 11th of November, so write that in your diaries, everyone, for those that are playing along at home, as Todd would always say.
It is.
Happy birthday.
And you know,
3.
no, I'm 30.
Oh, 30, that's
30.
right, yeah, sorry. You've only had the
Don't, haven't you learned?
Sorry.
No, you haven't learned? Michelle, you might be able to add to this. I can verify this. I've been told that women are 21 from when they are 12 up to when they're 60, and then they become 30.
Okay.
Is that true?
Oh, I mean, that's a fair range. I definitely think that there's a point in time that you get, you look forward to getting older, and then you're like, oh, hang on a second, it needs to stop now.
Oh, no.
But there's also a time when you just start to forget how old you are.
I do. Sometimes when someone asks me, how old are you? I think, I was born in 75. Oh, so I'll be 49.
Well, I used to make a joke because I actually skipped my 27th birthday because I flew back from America leaving on the 8th of May. By the time I arrived in Australia, it was the 10th of May. So I would joke around saying that I stayed 26, but then I actually confused myself and forgot how old I was.
Hang on a sec. Is your birthday the 8th of May then, is it?
The 9th.
Oh, I'm the 8th.
Oh,
There
there
you
you
Wow.
go.
There you
Wow.
go.
Terreans unite, huh?
There you go.
Jeez, I will never forget your birthday again.
No.
Nash. And you won't forget mine, probably.
No, I won't. Though I did forget Simon's.
Hey, what a crazy week it has been recently. We had this week the race that stopped the nation, the Ford Performance Nationals from Vegas. We'll talk about that shortly. And the big Trumpmeister, he's back.
He's back.
Are we excited by that?
Oh, I think that the Camaro's coming out again. There's going to be a new Mustang. Chrysler's going to start making the Hemi
The
again.
Hemi's back, I reckon. All this stuff, all the good stuff's going to be back. I love that video you sent me this morning. We probably can't describe that, but that's actually quite funny. It's a send-up of Donald Trump talking about coming to Australia with his VL Turbo.
35 PSI.
Yeah, no, so it's been an absolutely crazy week. You know who announced their retirement this week? Rachel Gunn has announced her retirement, and it reminded me of the time I said, I've been meaning to talk about this. I think before the breakdancing on the Olympic Games, you had said to me, make sure Friday night you watch the breakdancing on the Olympic Games. So I
was
actually...
excited to watch it.
So was I. I actually said to my wife, I said, Linda, come on, we've got to watch the breakdancing. It's on at 10 o'clock. We need to watch that because this girl from Australia is going to be dancing. So, if you remember, she was the first one out. Rachel
Right,
Young.
okay.
She was the first one out. And she comes out in her Australia tracksuit, and I hadn't watched any breakdancing at all.
I think that's
So
where
she-
it all went. It
Where
started
it all
wrong.
went wrong.
It started wrong. They did her dirty on the uniform, that's for sure.
Well, I didn't know this. So here I am thinking. I'm thinking, oh, how's this other girl, the girl from the US? She's come in her civvies. I said, she hasn't gotten to the spirit of you're supposed to wear your tracksuit. So I thought the girl from the US was on the outer because she hasn't done the dance in her official tracksuit. After I finished watching the dance, I said to Linda, that didn't look that great. But I said she might have scored well because she wore the team outfit.
Got the best dress.
And then we watched and saw that no one, absolutely not a single soul, was wearing a tracksuit. No. And it was in their civvies, as I like to say, and I said, "Oh my God, that is."
What you got out of that performance was her tracksuit.
No, I don't know.
Thought she got in.
No, I thought
because of her track. That is actually what qualified her for the Olympics.
Yeah, but I thought you were supposed to wear your tracksuit. You know?
I get that, like a uniform.
Yeah, and the other girl was just wearing her normal clothes. I said, "Oh, look at that girl. She didn't even wear a uniform." But then, little did I know, you weren't. That wasn't the requirement. And I even said, I said, she doesn't look that great. Dancing wasn't that good.
For if we're going to say for looks, for street dancers and that demographic that it fits into, she really stood out, didn't she? And I mean, and look, this isn't. It's how do I say this without coming across? There was a big.
I don't think you can come across any words to be.
It looked like there was a big age bracket for the competitors in that breakdancing field, but she kind of looked like she was straight off the set of Kath and Kim.
Yeah, she did. She did. But anyway, look, congratulations to her. She has announced her retirement. I hope she enjoys what retirement brings her. Rachel Gunn, or Ray Gunn, as they call her. I thought I needed to. I've been meaning to tell you that.
Yeah.
You got us dragged into that one, but at least I can say I saw it live. I did see it live. Yeah. I saw the capitulation, as they say, of Australian breakdancing.
But look, I think we should finish it off because we got into the topic of bringing it up and, we're having a laugh. But reason being for a retirement, it's a bit hard done. So...
she's been hard done?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, this is why she's retiring, because of all the negative feedback and comments.
She feels like she's been hard done. But didn't she put 10 grand up for someone to challenge her? No?
Isn't she like a doctor of breakdancing?
Yeah.
She's a professor.
Professor of breakdancing.
She did her
Doctorate.
thesis in breakdancing. In the culture of breakdancing. Yeah.
You should do a thesis in big block Hemis, Simon.
No. I'm not qualified.
Oh, okay.
I'm an amateur.
Anyway.
I dabble.
Hey, we need to talk about our Christmas podcast that's coming up with date to be determined and location to be determined. I'll work that out in the next day or two. Cannot wait for this one, but I can confirm Brody Zapier is coming on he's going to be our special guest for the Christmas podcast. So make sure you keep your eyes on socials, our website, wherever you may be. That'll be a live recording, and we can't wait for that one there. And we'll keep you posted. On a bit of a serious note as well, we're going to get into NASCAR. We're going to dive deep into NASCAR for this episode. But the passing of Bobby Allison this week. He was the brother of Donnie Allison and the father of Davey Allison, one of the true legends of NASCAR. Passed away at the age of, I think he was 87 this week. Bobby was one of the original Alabama gang, as they referred to him. Even though he was born in Miami, he actually got into racing in Alabama, moved to Alabama because there was more opportunities for him to race there. So him and his brother started the Alabama gang, and he won the championship in 1983, the Winston Cup as it was called back then, and also won 3 Daytona 500s. And I think it's called the Coca-Cola 600 now, but it's that version of that race. He took that out 3 times as well. So very sad news this week as the NASCAR world wrapped up this week, which we'll get into shortly. Did you follow much with Bobby Allison, Simon?
I read some stuff years ago. and I know that he was well known, but I never really followed
Yeah.
NASCAR till we started getting some Australians in there.
Yeah. So, a bit of a legend of NASCAR. Now, are we ready to get into NASCAR? Do we want to jump in? We want to start because I feel
Well,
like
you're
it's.
excited to talk about it.
I am excited to
You
talk
built the
about it.
suspense on our.
I
I thought that was a segue.
It was a good segue, wasn't it? Actually, so I want to take.
But before you get in, I just want to thank Linda for this spread. Makes me feel at home.
So just take the crunchy stuff for now.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about NASCAR. Get into the crackers. I want to take a step back first to Martinsville a week ago. So, as you know, NASCAR has been in the championship elimination series for quite some years now. So every 3 races or 4 races, they eliminate 4 drivers. So in the final last week, we were down to, it was the final 4. And what we saw was a lot of staging and a lot of, I guess, inappropriate racing to a certain extent. So we had 2 drivers jockeying for the final championship 4. It was William Byron in the Chev, and I've put here Chev so we understand. And he was, just so we understand, and Christopher Bell in the Toyota.
It's because these names are household names to us. Huh?
I know, yeah. So that way. Now, we heard team radio to Austin Dillon, who's in a Chev, okay, made reference to knowing the deal. And
Knowing the deal.
knowing the deal. Okay. And also Ross Chastain appeared to block up the track behind Byron so that Byron wouldn't lose any more, William Byron that is, wouldn't lose any more positions. And on the other side of the coin, we saw Christopher Bell. He got around Bubba Wallace like ridiculously easy, both Toyota drivers. He actually made a mistake. It was that easy. He actually hit the wall by doing so. But anyway, so NASCAR investigated this after the race, and there's some pretty stiff penalties here. I'll just read them out. The National Motorsports Appeals Panel today heard and considered an appeal on the behaviour penalty issued on the 5th of November to Ross Chastain and owner Justin Marks, and competition executive Tony Launders, and spotter Brandon McReynolds, and crew chief Phil Surgeon in the NASCAR Cup Series. $100,000 fine to both drivers and the owner, and a loss of 50 driver points and owner points, and 1 race suspension to the competition executive and crew chief and spotter as well.
But is there betting on this race?
Yeah, of course there is. Yeah.
Well,
Big time.
you have to do something like this.
Yeah. And that's why, I mean, NASCAR came out and said we felt it was in the best interest of racing to protect the integrity of the sport, and it was appropriate to uphold and affirm NASCAR's decision with regard to Rule 4.4. So my question then is this Final 4, Final 8, Final 12, is that the right model? Because supercars will be adopting a similar model next year. And I'll give you an example. I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking this question. So the Final 4 in the race that we had overnight was Ryan Blaney, William Byron, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick. All right?
There's a difference, Nick. In NASCAR, it is my understanding that if you've got enough money and you can buy a car, get a driver, get a truck, get a crew together, have a workshop, you can join in as long as you qualify, you qualify.
Yep, that's correct.
Whereas V8 Supercars is a franchise, so they're going to be at every meeting. The initial intent, and this is the same for drag racing, the countdown is to keep as many teams as you can in, so you don't get to the last round of racing and no one's there because one guy's wrapped up the championship 3 meetings ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that makes any difference in the V8 Supercar, other than if you get someone really good that takes a hold of the championship and runs away with it, that they will ultimately get pulled back.
Yeah. It's just that we went to the final race overnight with those 4 drivers who had won 3 races each during the year. All of them had won 3. Yet we had Kyle Larson in the race, who had won 6, and Denny Hamlin, who won 3, and they're not in contention for the championship. It just, that doesn't... Kyle Larson has won double the amount of races these other guys have won. Kyle Larson, actually, I did a lap count as well.
You got to be hot in the playoffs, Nick. You know how it works.
This is almost the Western Bulldogs theory, isn't it? You know, Western Bulldogs of 2016 finished 8th on the ladder and won the premiership. And I understand that. I get that. It's just looking at Kyle Larson and Denny Hamlin. Kyle Larson led 1,600 laps this year, and Tyler Reddick, he was the most leader, and with 597, that's less than half. Yeah, he's in the 4 and Kyle's not.
You want me to get Bill France on the...
No, I just think I think the scenario is not the right scenario.
Yeah, I don't know exactly how it works with NASCAR, but, you know, following the NHRA and their countdown for a long time, it seems really tough sometimes that, you know, they get to the countdown and then it's like, you know, slate wiped clean. I almost feel as if, like, their order of points before hitting the countdown should get them a point towards the end result or something like that, you know. So
I think it does give them
going in.
It does
10
tier.
points
It does tier them
spread or
slightly,
something,
yeah,
so, yeah.
but not to the same. I don't know.
But it does add to the excitement when you get to the final round.
Look,
and you've got...
To be fair, these 4 guys here overnight, 3 of them came first, second, and third. Okay,
Yeah.
so Joey Logano won, Ryan Blaney came second, William Byron came third, and Tyler Reddick came 6th. So. But did they rise to the top because the other guys were just driving around, fulfilling contractual duties?
I don't know. It's not allowed, Nick. Betting. Not allowed.
This is what I mean. I feel like...
now you know they're going to do this next season. Put some money down.
I just think it's... I'm not completely... And what I'm worried about is this augurs into supercars as well. It'll augur into supercars next year. But anyway, I hope I'm wrong. While we're talking here, Xfinity, we're talking NASCAR, we'll go into the Xfinity Series. Great to see the 38-year-old Justin Allgaier in the number 7 JR Motorsports. That is Junior, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that is. That's his car, that's his team. Won the championship. And I'll tell you what, Justin, with only a handful of laps to go, was starting from the back of the grid just about, and still managed to pull it off. So... congratulations to him. The other 3 drivers in there were AJ Allmendinger and Cole Custer and Austin Hill. And for the record, Cole Custer, yes, he is a direct descendant of the General Custer from the Battle of Little Bighorn.
There you go.
I didn't know that until I did a bit of research. I said, I wonder if he's related, and he is. He's also the son of Joe Custer as well, from the Haas Formula One team, the Chief Operations Officer. So there you go. So congratulations to Justin Allgaier. That was a great drive for him to come second in that race and win the championship. So congratulations to him and Dale Jr., of course. So the big one was overnight. Actually didn't finish till about 7:30 this morning, this race, at 7:30 a.m. Magnificent race. I watched it. I really enjoyed it. 3 years running now, Roger Penske's Fords have won the champion. Why? It's a Ford. It's a Mustang. You should be celebrating the moment. Rick Hendrick was crushed once again. So congratulations to Roger Penske. That's his 3rd championship in a row. And it is Joey Logano's 3rd championship. I think he won in 2018, 22 and 24. And Ryan Blaney, who came 2nd, actually won it last year as well. So the Mustangs of Roger Penske are going really well. William Byron came 3rd in the Hendrick Camaro. And look, I mean, it was just a...
Which part of it's a Mustang, Nick?
All of it, Simon. Come on.
Well, I think the scope of Mustangs are a bit broad these days, aren't they? Have you seen the new SUV Mustang?
The Mustang
Well, I mean,
E?
it's probably
or-
not that new, is it? I'm a bit behind on
the electric one.
It's
I've taken
Right.
that for a test drive, actually.
Is this with the
Yes.
fake sound?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my... What?
I've taken it for a test drive.
There's a plot of a movie that someone's developing an electric sound.
Yeah, apparently BMW use it.
BMW
But
does
they-
use
Wow.
it, yes.
But it sounds like the cars actually, an engine inside, but then from the outside, zzz.
God.
I have taken the Mustang Mach-E for a test drive. That'll be coming out soon. Thank you to the team at Titan Ford for allowing that. Nice car. Unleashed
car.
mode. I went the unleashed mode. It was untamed, I think.
Untamed, yes.
Untamed, yeah.
Yes.
Drove out of the yard with that. Pressed
Single
that one.
press of a button.
Yep.
Love it.
It's pretty cool. I know we don't. Look, it drives really nice. You're not buying into it, are you?
No.
I know it's a hard sell.
No.
I must admit.
It's an Adam Sandler movie. It's a plot of an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, it's
what's
his name? The big guy.
Yeah,
Kevin,
the big guy. Yeah.
The guy from King of Queens. I've forgotten his name.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And who at Ford thought that was a good idea?
Anyway, anyway.
It was a Mustang in the movie too, wasn't it?
I think so. No,
Yeah.
no, it wasn't a Dodge.
Was it?
Could have been. Yeah, I can't remember. I saw the movie. That movie's actually quite old.
I'm quite old, Nick.
The movie's like at least 5 or 6 years old, I would say. Hey, we should take a short break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk all things SEMA 2024. All right, SEMA 2024. Michelle, you look very comfortable there.
I forgot the video's on. So I extended
all right.
back so I was away from the microphone while I...
Did you look? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've done a little bit of research. I know a few friends were here. Jeff Chasty was at SEMA.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He went for the Vegas. He went for the Vegas round as well.
I didn't catch any of SEMA, but I heard they had a burnout competition.
Yeah, and some heaps of Australians went over for that as well. So, yep, I think they've latched onto the burnout.
Well,
Yeah.
this is what the on-the-spot media that I had the interview with back in March, they were saying burnouts are getting really big.
That's crazy.
So there was a couple of the burnout Commodores just cruising the street of Vegas. It was a pretty cool video, actually. The main strip of Vegas, and look, it looked like it was a well-attended event. I'd love to get there one year. I really would love to get over to SEMA and just to be part of it all. One of the question marks now with the change of government, and we're not being political here, we're just being quite serious about the matter.
Hemi's back.
The Hemi is slated to be back with the Trump administration taking over. There's a belief that
Ford's going to re-release a 427.
internal combustion engines are
Here to stay.
back in the fold, and
How does it go? Drill, baby, drill.
local manufacturing will kick off once again. We don't know that. We don't necessarily subscribe to that. It would be great if the Hemi is back, but anyway, we believe it is. And
The Camaro?
That's not official, but that's my belief. I reckon it will be.
Camaro's coming back.
Yeah,
Yep.
I reckon it will. So,
And V8 petrol Hummers.
yes, more than likely. More than likely. So these are the things, but these are the sort of cars that we've, under the Biden administration, have been pushed out or not seen in favour of.
And so I haven't been following this. And has that been for environmental? Like, what's been the drive behind?
The drive behind that is it's democratic. The Democrats' belief, their left.
So the Democrats, whose name implies democracy, rather than looking at what the majority want, the Democrats were looking at what the minority wanted and saying to the majority, "You're wrong."
Because what was really scary was seeing all the residents evacuating out of Florida when those hurricanes had passed just recently, and there was some telephone recordings that went viral on social media and over the internet because people are calling up stuck in these traffic jams that are going for miles long saying, I'm going to run out of battery. Like, what am I going to do? And I was like, oh.
Wow.
And there's
no one thought of that.
Well,
That is a real,
you might
real...
not when you're in.
That's
Australia
insane. I
doesn't
didn't.
have
I
that,
didn't
but-
think of that.
But and it was this bridge, and they were like 8 lanes wide, and I was just like, my gosh, what are you going to do?
Yeah, yeah. That is a real concern. That is a real thing. Range, what is it? Range anxiety.
Anxiety, yes.
Is a real thing.
Yes.
You're either, well, they say, like, even with fueling up your car, you're either one of those people that never lets it get below half a tank, or you run it to the very end. And actually, now that I've said it, I've realised that Matt Galotto called me out on it before, didn't he? Running out of petrol in his driveway. But you can carry a jerry can
You
in
can.
the trunk of your car, as they would say, but you can't really carry a spare battery. So,
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
And this is, so again, we're not being political. We don't have a view one way or another. I just want to reiterate that it's not our view. Obviously, we want to see we still want to see big block V8s still being produced. We want to see Hemis. We want to see all those sorts of things still being produced. But I think it's in balance. It's all going to be in balance. So one of the question marks that were kind of not answered, but I guess some people are thinking, the Stellantis group, otherwise known as Fiat Chrysler, brought back the Hemi-powered 2500 wagon, and that had a Hemi in it at SEMA. So they believe that the Hemi is not dead yet. So that came out at SEMA with a Hemi in it. So that's great news to hear that. So that particular vehicle produces 410 horsepower and 429 pound-feet of torque. So that's going to be debuted later this year. So that made a debut there. Also, coupled to that as well, Direct Connection, who is what would you call Direct Connection there? A sort of aftermarket of Dodge? And,
Yeah, like SVO was for Ford.
Yep.
Or GM Performance is.
Yeah, so they had also a pair of Hemi engine blocks and a supercharger kit on the stand as well. So it was great to see some of the kits that they're offering there as well. Another one that sort of snuck in under the radar for me was Turn 14 Distribution. These guys are massive distributors of various products, 350 in total, they said. They had developed a Toyota Sequoia with the assistance of an Australian company called SuperPro. This SUV is heading down here and will be doing the rounds with SuperPro. So well done to them. So a lot of the suspension components were supplied by SuperPro here in Australia. The Sequoia is kind of like a, I don't know, I guess you could say, what's that one? The Frontier, which we don't get anymore, the Toyota Frontier. It's a little bit of a smarter looking version of that, maybe the same size. So a full 4-wheel drive. We don't get it down here in Australia, but looking forward to seeing that.
Have you seen the Bronco? Have you guys, either of you seen the
new one?
The new one.
Yeah.
It's built on a Ranger chassis. It'd be cool if we got that. It's a cool looking car.
Yeah, definitely.
It goes right back
a
to
little bit against like the old school ones.
like the original one, the little one. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
that International Scout
That's right, yeah.
Blazer.
Yeah.
The Chevy Blazer. Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Looks
that does look really cool. That does look awesome. This one's for you, Simon, and Michelle as well. ProCharger, they made a big splash at SEMA, debuting quite a few new products. And one of the things that I found quite interesting was they've finally developed a kit for the 2024 Mustang with the suitable for the twin throttle body application. This is called the 60-30 kit, 60 years of Mustang, 30 years of ProCharger. And this kit is complete with a blower, bracket, ducting, injectors, fuel pump, the whole lot. So that looks pretty exciting. Also new in the ProCharger range was the P1R, which is a refined and scaled version of the P1X. The inlet is it's got a larger inlet surface area, 3.5-inch outlet tubing to the intercooler, and like the P1X, the gearbox has a helical cut gear, so it's super quiet. And best of all, these guys rate it to 1,200 horsepower. So that's great to see there.
How much are you invoicing ProCharger for?
No, I'd love to, but yeah, they can do it. Product in lieu would be okay.
product in lieu.
The other one that they had that I really, really liked, this actually won, this got runner-up as best product, was their air-to-water intercooler intake manifold. This thing looks magnificent, all billet, really neat, and currently it's been developed for LT1, LT2s and L86s, and LS and big block Chevys will be probably available in the next couple of years. So that was absolutely great to see from those guys, and SEMA looked great. We should try and catch up with Jeff and see if he had some insight or intel on some of the things that he saw there. I'm sure I missed a lot.
It's pretty big. Like, I don't know that
massive
you
now.
could cover the whole event. I don't
How many
know.
days? Surely it's a.
It goes
multi-day.
it goes 5 days, I think, 5 full days. I think
You
it's
probably
a-
need every day to see everything.
Yeah, yeah. It also coincides with the EMA show in Italy as well, which runs exactly the same time. It's an agricultural show, which is quite big as well. So it's going to be impossiple for me to do both
See which
one
flight's
year.
cheaper.
But, yeah. Anyway,
Perth to Vegas or Vegas to Italy.
that's it. Hey, we're going to take a short break here, and when we get back, we'll be talking all things NHRA, Motorplex, Andra. Give a wrap up of Formula One where we're standing at the moment. So all those things to come right after this break. All right, NHRA, I'm going to throw over to Michelle and Simon. Needless to say, I actually caught the highlights of this event, and it's looking quite exciting. But I'll hand over to you guys and girls, and
Yes, thank you, Nick. We are one meeting away from the culmination of the 2024 NHRA season, with only the In-N-Out Burger NHRA finals held at Pomona Drag Strip left to run. And this season is going down to the wire in all but one class.
The last round, the Ford Performance Nationals gave some mixed results. Doug Coletta, the reigning Top Fuel champ, went down to unlikely Brittany Forst after smoking the tyres on the hit. This has Doug in 4th spot on the championship ladder, 85 points away from points leader Justin Ashley.
And let's not forget that Pomona has a 50% point bonus, so that means if Ashley doesn't qualify or goes out on his first round and Doug wins the event, Doug could potentially take his second championship.
I wouldn't count Doug out either. They have a 2-car team and could try to face off Sean Langdon against Justin in the first round. Let's not forget who their crew chief is. The fuel father himself, Alan Johnson. We saw him put the famous The Run together in 2006 that saw Tony Schumacher steal the championship from Doug Coletta by the narrowest of margins.
It was a double up for John Force Racing, with Austin Prock taking the win in Funny Car. This was a huge and emotional win for the Force Racing team, as it was the first time John Force has been back at the track since his traumatic high-speed accident at the Virginia National Park.
And
Back in June.
Austin has all but sealed the deal on his first championship victory in his rookie season behind the wheel of a Nitro Funny Car. The only person within striking distance is teammate Fast Jack Beckman driving the John Force car. And it would mean Austin not qualifying and Beckman winning and getting all the bonus points, as he is 188 points behind. Ron Capps is 251 points behind in third, which is mathematically impossible to achieve even with the 50% bonus and all the bonus points.
In Pro Stock, Greg Anderson faced off against Aaron Stanfield, with Stanfield winning on a whole shot. This has put Stanfield in the points lead, but it is still anyone's championship. Dallas Glenn is only 32 points behind, which is just over one round when you include the 50% bonus. Anderson is only 56 points out, less than 2 rounds, and Erica is only 128 points out. It is still very much anyone's championship.
In Pro Stock Bike, Gage Herrera took out Angie Smith in the final, running an astonishing 6.79 with an 8 at only 197 mile an hour. The Vance and Hines team have been staying on script, claiming the extra weight imposed by the NHRA has severely affected the performance of the Suzuki, but clearly, as we mentioned on this show before, the numbers suggest they have been and continue to sandbag the bike, only hinting at their performance when completely necessary.
It would take a miracle for Matt Smith, the only other rider in contention, to be able to defeat Gage in the championship battle. Matt is only 123 points out, but the likelihood of Gage not qualifying or exiting in an early round is very low. The NHRA really needs to look at the parity issue or possibly allow the monster head that has been allowed in Australian pro stock motorcycle and is doing well here.
The next and final round of the NHRA Tour is the In-N-Out Burger NHRA Finals, held at Pomona Drag Strip on November 14th through to 17th. We will see the crowning of the champions. Any bets, guys?
Just as you were saying all this, I actually made some notes here.
You can actually bet, by the way.
Yes, you can bet. You can
Are you
bet.
just trying to see what we do so you can clarify your choices?
So I'm going in top fuel. I had to change because Antoine is now out of the running, isn't he? I think after the weekend, Antoine was
There was
out.
a pretty big gap.
Yeah,
after the
Yeah.
he
second
went out
points,
first
yeah.
round. So Justin, I'm going to go change my view
Langdon
there.
can get it, though.
I'm going with Justin Ashley now. Sean Langdon. Mind you, he's probably
You're
highly
betting
motivated.
against Alan Johnson.
Look, I'm going to say this. Sean Langdon's probably motivated more than anyone. That tyre explosion, how devastated was he after that?
Did you see that, Michelle?
I didn't see his reactions afterwards.
Oh, yeah. He was like, because all the extra work, he was just disappointed for the team. He put his heart on his sleeve.
Well, and then seeing that he blew his engine up as well, just off the hit as well. So that's always hard to see when,
But he kept it off the wall, didn't he, from memory?
he took it to the centre and hit the...
Yeah,
He ran over the block. I think he tagged the wall with the winglet.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because I think it was just impossible to
on the
steer.
nose cone, the little
Yeah,
front,
the canards or whatever they call them.
Yeah. So he was a broken man, and he
So
sent me-
did Doug go? Doug obviously got given that race because he touched.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
it happened after the 1,000 foot.
So Sean Langwin got
before to
disqualified.
me.
He got
He
disqualified.
did get disqualified there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also said Austin Prock for funny car there. I have got. I'm gonna have to stay with Dallas Glenn because he was my original in pro stock, so I'm staying there. And Gage Herrera, I'm gonna stay with him in pro stock bike.
Yeah, I think Gage is going to wrap that up. Austin's going to wrap it up. I don't know.
I'm going to say Greg Anderson in pro stock, and like we spoke
Wow.
before, just because of that mental experience with.
Yeah, he's
Heading
been
into
there.
the
You're
finals.
right. He's been there and done that,
Yeah.
hasn't he? Yeah. But so is
Yeah.
Erica as well.
Yeah, but it's just that her points number. Her points number when, it is 50% bonus, but it's 50% bonus for everyone. So
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
when you look at the difference between what they all have and
I reckon it's going to be a
there's no
game of
easy
chess.
outs there.
I reckon that's going to be a game of chess. I reckon they're gonna like we'll qualify here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Strategy
Yeah.
there.
Because you got two teams that have got all the cars at their disposal and can qualify them. I'm sure that the talent in those two teams, they could put that car within a 10,000th.
Yeah.
So this is at Pomona on the weekend, so that'll be Monday morning our time. There's a 16-hour time difference between Perth and Pomona, so that'll still be more than likely still running Monday morning, actually.
Could be.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we usually just get the morning, the finals, maybe the semis as well.
Yeah.
Isn't it incredible that it's come down to this last race? You've got to
it
say
is.
that their top 10 countdown seems to be working.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, definitely.
But like you say, to keep the entrance,
Yeah,
and to
yeah.
keep the numbers going into the rounds, I never actually thought of it like that. And I suppose thinking of what motivates you to with our point system at the Motorplex in particular, we have our 50% bonus points for the first meeting and for the last meeting, and so encourages everyone to get out there and to do the first and last so they don't miss out on the benefit of those points.
Did you hear that, Nicole? Did you hear that? First meeting, 50%.
Did you need the? Was
So now you're
was that
chasing.
the? Was that the cue? Was that the bit? Was that the bit that you
Segue.
said? Oh, okay. I thought that was the bit.
No.
It's coming still. Is your bit? Or it's been and gone?
Been and gone.
Oh, really? I missed it.
You missed it.
Did you see it? Where he's moving the microphone for the stage?
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm looking in the notes. Was there something that was put in here? You
No,
said
he said that he was going to
moved it.
act out
No,
something.
no. It's been and gone. That was at the beginning of the show. You missed it.
Was it when you started crunching on the pretzels?
Was it when we went to NASCAR?
No.
Was it when you thanked Linda?
No, I'm serious.
Oh, it was
This
when
is
you thanked
beautiful.
Linda, wasn't it?
You would think that I'd be celebrating my birthday with my beautiful wife and kids. Except I'm not. See, I need a holiday because I'm stressed out at work and we've been under the pump. So Nicole was nice enough because I'm so busy that she's taken a holiday for me.
Cheerio to Nicole. She'll be listening, actually. She might even be listening on the flight home as well.
It's the little things, Nick, isn't it? The little
Hang on a second. Credit where credit's due. She's got the kids with her.
Yeah.
So,
I like the kids.
no, but aren't you getting a little bit of a holiday at home? And I
I'm
mean,
at work.
like, well, you choose your own hours, don't you?
No, I don't.
Did you work on the weekend?
Yeah, I work Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, Saturday and Sunday.
The good news is he's got the beach buggy.
I do.
tonight.
The
Yeah.
beach buggy.
Buggy out.
Tops off.
What happened to the red job?
Should have picked me up.
What do you mean?
Didn't they have different?
Ford
red
de
jobs?
Sun,
Yeah.
yes. 4D Sun, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted Manx.
Oh, okay. Ford de Sun.
I've always wanted Manx.
We're going to take a short break here. When we get back, we're going to talk all things Motorplex, Andra, and wrap up with the countdown to Formula One. All right, welcome back to the Talk and Power podcast. This is episode 202. We're talking all things Motorplex now. Michelle, tell us, you showed us this graphic photo before of your starter motor.
Starter motor that had gone to infinity and beyond.
Yes.
Looked like it had seen much better days.
Had the winding scared out of it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, so that was my first issue of the day, and went straight from warming up in the pits and then going straight out for our first qualifier, and under the bridge we had nothing, so it wouldn't turn over, and that started me on my hunt for friends, and I certainly used all of my lifelines for that event.
Did you share that photo on the socials?
No, do you know what?
You should, because
Yes.
that's...
But it's funny you say that, because I actually said to Trent today, I said, I need to be more active on my social media. Can I send this? Can I share this? Which he said yes. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, you should do a meme.
a meme. Right, okay, so you find is it the awkward, like, stick figure face with it, or am I making my own?
I don't know. It won't start.
Yeah.
Yes, it certainly was not my event, and in the end I completely missed qualifying altogether, and so started at the end of the field. Made it through with 2 out of the 3 wins, and on my final round I had a air leak in my CO2 bottle, so it didn't shift into second.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
No, and that's the package round.
I'm just thinking, like, all of my gremlins are going to be out the way, because it's Golden States for the next event,
Yes,
and
it
I
Yeah, it's going to be
need to be
massive.
at my best game. Yeah.
It's going to be, I reckon, over 200.
Question without notice. So you didn't have any qualifying, so you go into the first round.
Yeah.
What does Trent do? What does he do? Does he base the dial in on data from previous events, or what is he?
Yeah, look, my car's been really consistent, but I did do testing the weekend prior as well. So I wish I had it in front of me, but I did a 726 on a 725 dial-in.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So for something
Wow.
that we've gone straight into the first round with no qualifying. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
Yeah.
That's hard to beat.
Yeah.
Mate, between him and his dad, there's
That's
you know,
hard to beat, isn't it? We've had
decades of experience there. You know what I mean?
No, still, that's
It's pretty crazy because I don't use any of that like weather station predictor blue brick that used to be around. You used to see them everywhere in the staging lanes, not so much anymore. But yeah, it's just a consistent car and some number crunching.
Yeah.
Yeah, very fortunate.
No, well done. No, that's awesome. Talk us through some of the results there.
Yes, so starting off with junior dragster, we had Kobe Ashelford, and then for the inaugural junior bike for the Perth Motorplex, we had Riley Kilvington.
They're pretty quick, those things, eh?
Yeah, and you know what? So I suppose, like with this being the first event for Perth, we've had a test and tune. Prior to that, there was the 4 bikes that licensed with the junior drag racing and the tech day that the Motorplex had on, which I saw 4 of the boys there do their licensing pass, and just seeing their confidence, and I've been watching Tyler James in particular, seeing their confidence, even their confidence in their burnouts and how long they're like holding it in and like letting the back tyre sway, and just how smooth their gear changes are. Like,
That's
it's
awesome,
really
eh?
cool.
Yeah,
It's
that
really
is
cool
cool.
to see.
You reckon they're practicing at home, the burnouts?
Look, I'm sure we know Deary. We know Deary. But it is also, I suppose, one of those. It's a bike, so they can practice.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
they can practice if you want, or at least their launches. And
You need a long drive over the drags today.
But then going into modified bike, we had Christopher Fryer, and in comp bike, Michael Holster. In Super Street, Steph Galotto took the win, and in Super Sedan, John Zabo.
Long roof.
That's his first event in Sedan.
It is.
Yeah, it's
It is.
first time stepping up from street. Sorry.
In Top Sportsman, Roger Morehouse took the win, and in Super Comp, we had Nick Puglia.
Puglia's unstoppable.
He's going very well at the moment.
Nick or Maddie, taking on
Yep.
father's footsteps.
Yep.
Modified, we had Paul Garbellini starting the season strong. And then in Supercharged Outlaws, Ben Piscaneri.
Oh, no, that was Radial, Ben.
Oh, sorry.
Outlaws,
We said Peter Appleby.
Peter
didn't we?
Appleby, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Did we figure out whether it was a Tirana, or he must be racing a Tirana, yeah? Or was it?
I actually don't know.
Not sure there.
I didn't make it down there because my wife, you know, the one that's having the holiday for me in Sydney, she booked dinner, 50 points, 50% points, bonus 50.
How do you think this is going to go down?
I feel as if this is a very
I
biased
don't
opinion.
think she's going to hear this. You know,
Yeah.
she explained women to me before she left. No,
I'm not sure if I'm in the same category as women, because I don't think I'll agree.
Well, she said to me, women are like pizza.
Okay.
Pizza's round, but it
Oh,
comes
yeah, I
in a
agree.
square box and you eat it in triangles. So now I understand women.
And the point is that you don't understand. You understand that you'll never understand. And now I do agree with her.
And people have tried to do square pizza, but it's never been successful.
No, that's
same.
true.
Not the
That's
same.
true.
So it was Radial that Ben Piscaneri
yep.
took the win, and Supercharged Outlaws Peter Appleby. In Top Comp, Conor McClure had the win, and
On debut.
on debut in the
Slime
Corvette.
time in the new Corvette.
Oh, it looks nice. I'm a big fan of Corvettes. I am.
Beautiful car.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. And then we had for the blown alcohol all-stars.
Alcohol, yeah, is that what it is? Blown alcohol
Blown alcohol
all-stars.
all-stars. Yeah, Sam Treasure up against Brody Zapier. Brody Zapier's first event
Debut, indoor
in the
slammer,
Door
yep.
Slammer, which has the top alcohol title, which I'm confused about, but like in the Door Slammer, in the Monaro. But there was multiple tree malfunctions with red lights popping on when they shouldn't have. And from what I understand, there was some rounds that resulted in that which the drivers went through and had the race called. When Brodie saw that red light came on, he stayed.
Yeah, because I think if you
was still.
accept the tree, there's no recourse.
Right, so he didn't accept the tree, which is probably why then I thought it might have been a sportsmanship agreement between the two, but I did wonder, you know, why we hadn't seen the results be modified from some of the others, because I had heard that it was that red light malfunction with the Christmas tree was the result of what happened with modified for Paul Garbellini against Darren Griffin. Not sure what Darren actually ran to say whether that would have made the difference, but yeah, it's seeing that was still a end result called there and not the end result given for top alcohol, all-stars, blown alcohol, all-stars. So Ray sent a letter out to all competitors, obviously speaking of his distress and sincere apologies and explanations of went beyond his powers to try everything that he could to rectify the issue as they saw it happening throughout the event. It was a tight timeline to be running, so and the only way to really test the light system is to be having
rounds of racing
down it.
Yep.
And so, look, we've seen this in drag racing before, and of course it's really unfortunate to see, but knowing that Ray's in charge there and knowing his passion for drag racing himself, you know that you're in the best hands, and that he would have been trying absolutely everything that he could to have been able to get a better result and resolve those issues. But so I think we just need to give him some credit and be a bit kind.
Yeah, definitely. Most certainly.
I believe that everything will be 100% ship-shape for the Golden States.
Yes. He was in contact with ProTree, and it's been assured that things will be resolved, and another one's in backup and ready to go.
If you remember, like only 2 years ago, we had a similar. The 1,000-foot timers weren't working for the top of all events, the top fuel round as well, and so they had to.
I was there.
Yeah, and they had remember. Do you remember Kevin?
Yeah.
He was on one side, and I can't remember who was on the other side flagging. But they got it done. They got it done, and these things happen, and
They were going to use the camera to call it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first lot of shots they
Yeah,
put up
no,
on the
yeah, it was
big
like-
It was just a blur.
blur. But anyway,
They must have thought they had the NHRA motion going on.
Try and do your margin of victory with that.
Not sure.
Well, there was an event last season that had the whole Motorplex lost its power connections. There was no lights at one point. There was no intercom. And it was something between events with the speedway and the drag racing when there was a lot happening at the same time, and something.
Speedway forgot to pay their bill.
Something didn't get plugged back in, but we got the intercom back so we could hear when we needed to be in the pits, but in the end the timing boards didn't work, and they didn't work for the entire event.
You know what, Michelle? I think that sometimes it would be better if we didn't have, because I'm telling you, can you tell the difference between a 630 and a 570?
no.
Yeah, well,
I think I can.
well, the thing is,
Really? Do you want to put money on that?
No,
I can
won't
tee this
tell-
up.
No, I wouldn't tell you the difference between a 570 and a 580 or a 590. But 630, if they're side
I am
by
prepared to put money down that
hang on,
you
you're
are
saying
not.
side by side,
not
though,
side by
right?
side.
Yeah,
No,
so
no.
Nick's thinking side
Yeah,
by
I'm
side.
thinking
No, side by side.
Yeah,
Obviously, you're going to see
you're
it.
going to see it.
But
Yeah.
even I think
I don't think so.
So what I wanted to get at was that at that event, I had a family that had 6 kids come and see me after the race. I think I won. Anyway, just drop that in. Anyway, I'm thinking, why was
I won't
there
cut
so-
it out.
no,
I
no,
won't
no.
cut it out, Michelle.
Pretty sure.
Anyway, this family of 6 came to see me after the race, and they were so excited. It was their first time at the drags, and they absolutely loved it. And I said, like, oh, you know, I hope that it wasn't too disappointing for you that the timing boards didn't work. And they had no idea what I
No.
was talking about.
No, they
were
would have
like,
thought it was
"Oh,
better.
What do you mean? You know, us as racers, we still had our time slips, so it wasn't at a disadvantage to us. But for the spectators, some of them are going to be paying close attention to those numbers, and others are getting enjoyment just by watching it. So
That's why
you know,
MPK is so popular. No one cares about the numbers. They want to see the character.
NTR as well.
NTR, yeah, NTR.
It's huge. And
Small tyre grudge.
yeah, if you think about even like Group 2, you know, on an index, it's sometimes hard to explain to the uninitiated.
oh yeah,
Who the
Group-
winner is.
yeah.
But if you take away all that time and one car leaves first and the other one's and
Yeah.
you know they get down, some people
You
won't
know what?
detect
I
it.
actually feel for Group 2 and for Group 3 dial-in, not having the timing boards, that you can then see what your competitors are actually doing, that
But
you
isn't
can work
that
out
make
how
it
close
better?
they are.
Mate, listen, I've got an
Keep it
idea.
secret.
Listening to you guys, I've got an idea, right? How about we change the Super Comp rules, right? What happens is the two drivers come out to the start line and they haggle over car links. Why don't we do that?
I'll give you the
Gee,
back
gas,
tire.
come on, you know. Yeah, I'll give you the...
I'll give you the hit.
One starts back in the burnout box.
Yeah,
Oh god.
I
Give
reckon
you
there
an
might,
extra spin of the tyres.
there might be something in that.
But yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, as an enthusiast of the sport, I like to see the time. But as someone that hasn't been before, I can see benefits with that as well. Not knowing what the times are, and it's just the first to the end, basically.
Well, I
it's,
think-
it's the whether it's the benefits of not knowing the time or whether you actually pay attention to
Yeah,
the times.
yeah.
You might, I'd probably, for people that are entering into the sport, they'd probably be paying more attention to the mile per hour, kilometre per hour number rather than the second if they're
That's a
they're
good
new
point.
to drag racing.
I've never thought about that, but that is a really good point.
Yeah, because they probably wouldn't know what the
Yeah, 'cause
cars
it-
run, and they probably don't understand the tiniest of increments that we work to in drag racing.
But you know, you think about that, 500 kilometres an hour, to us, we're like, 530, 540, you know.
To us,
But-
what
but-
field are you running again?
No, but you know what I mean. We've seen it at the drag strip,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
to someone that's never been before, they would be like, "Did that just go
Yeah.
in how long?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
good point.
300 metres?
Yeah.
What?"
That's a good point. Anyway,
Yeah, I always make sure when people ask how fast I go, that I say in 300 metres. And
400
in
yeah,
400
yeah,
metres.
yeah.
Yeah.
300
You'd be going
kilometres.
300 kilometres an hour,
300
yeah.
kilometres and 400
Yeah.
metres, yeah. 'Cause, yeah. Sometimes you'll get
In-
someone
in-
who says,
in-
oh, I've done that. And I'm like, in 400 metres, though?
In little over 6 seconds, 7 flat, 7-1.
702.
Say that again. So someone comes up to you and said that they've done 300 kilometres an hour.
So, someone asked me, and it was outside of drag racing, asked me how fast my car goes, and I said, oh, I've done 300 k's, and they said, oh, is that all? I've done that on my bike. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, but that's a little bit
But
different.
in-
You're not gonna do it in
I was like-
7 flat.
I was like, it was a little bit confusing how they were standing in front of my gigantic 632 cubic inch big block, thinking that their bike might have been their street bike.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because there'd be literally a handful of people, even in motorsport, like generally, they've gone 300. Like a supercar doesn't get to 300. Even
No,
at
but
Bathurst, they can't touch 300.
A bike, like
Yeah,
a
a bike,
sports
yes,
bike
yes,
will, and
of
if you're
course.
crazy enough to do it, you know, not that we recommend this.
Yeah, but there's literally a handful of tracks that you'd even, you know. But
No, and the
The
thing
Granada
is because
Freeway.
because it's straight, you know, we don't have to slow down for corners. We've got the accelerated
Yeah, it's
speed.
the acceleration is
Yeah.
the big difference because, you know, my bike set up for the drags runs like a 9.7, it can go 300, but it runs a 9.7.
Yeah.
Your car nearly runs a 6. You know what I mean? Like it's that's a big difference.
But I dispute that there's been many people that go 300 in even most forms of motorsport inside
a track.
Yeah,
No.
and on a
Bathurst they just touch on it, or they don't get there.
No, they don't get there.
They don't get there.
No, they haven't touched it. There's a
Formula
couple
One?
Yeah, they do. But there's a couple of sports sedans that have touched it.
Yeah.
But that's
the longest track in Australia.
Yeah, we're really narrowing this down to a small number of cars here. So, anyway,
Pretty cool.
It is very cool.
Hey, well, just a couple of points from Andra that I received this week in the newsletter, and they just reiterated their position on the 50% travel bonus points. So there must have been some confusion in how they previously communicated that. So they just reiterated this. If a competitor competes at multiple events that have travel bonus points available and meets the requirements to have the travel bonus points applied, they will receive the travel bonus points for the event at which they gather the most points only.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think what they were clarifying there was, from what I read, I think the previous statement went to say that you'll only receive the travel bonus points from one event, or maybe I'm not sure whether they put the first event or one event, but what they were clarifying here was that out of all of your travel tracks that you are doing, it's whichever event gathers the most points then gets that 50%. So you could travel and collect your travel points across whichever tracks are offering them at which rounds, and then say, okay, I got it knocked out in the first round. I've only got 50 points for that one, but I got through to the final in that one. So let's apply it to that. What I'm kind of curious for, because I've never seen it come out, for them to say something, it's like, has something changed?
Oh, so if you flick over, they did explain themselves. They just said this here. Andrew apologises for an incorrect statement made on social media and also via email to a competitor on the evening of Friday, the 1st of November, which erroneously stated that bonus points could only be earned for more than one event within a season.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just a clarification on their position.
It's like, would they have had to put anything otherwise? Because was Perth always travel points for the Golden States?
So because I'm not
now
sure
it
about the
makes me
Golden.
wonder whether. See, for me, we used to compete nationally. I would get the travel bonus for the first event that I would do outside of Perth.
Yeah, so before that, if you go right back, they had bonus points for Perth because we were so isolated. But the problem with that was when it was just Perth and Willowbank running, people won the championship from here that didn't travel. So that's when they changed it to when you travel, you get your bonus points. And
Our WA-based races, are they getting travel points even though they live in Perth? I won at Perth, I'm Perth local, I won at Perth, but then I went in and I got knocked out in Hidden Valley in the first round. I want my 50% bonus points to be added to my Perth one.
I don't know.
That's what confused me, because I thought, what's changed here? And I think maybe was Perth actually getting travel bonuses?
In the old days, we did, and it was just because, and when you get here, you're at Ravenswood. So between the mosquitoes and the cold roll bitumen and the pothole halfway down the track in the left lane, it's worth the 50 points.
It was worth the accommodation
50%
at the Pinjarra Motel.
Well, I'll have to clear that
Yeah,
up before I make any commitments to.
I don't know what it is now. I would strongly suggest you talk to someone that knows better than me.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hey, before we finish up, I want to give the lowdown on Formula One. There's only 3 races.
Hang on, before we talk about that, sorry, there has been a fake website.
Oh, yes.
We need to talk about it. It's very important. I'll let you.
No, there was a fake website that looked very, very similar, exactly the same to me, to the Andra website where you could buy Andra merchandise from, and it was not endorsed or done by Andra at all. So please be wary if you are on the website. It looked. I tell you what, it looked exactly the same, and even the address itself looked almost. It wasn't an Andra web address, but it had Andra in the web address.
Now,
Yep.
I didn't see the webpage, but I also saw something on Facebook. Carl Putland had the same. Someone had made there was a fake website.
No
of his
way,
merchandise
really?
as well.
No.
I'm sure I saw it.
Yeah.
And I think there's something going around because then Trent actually messaged me last week saying, your Facebook's been hacked. And it was my name, Michelle Morrison, with my profile picture that's on my Michelle Morrison Motorsport racing page that had tagged people and said that. And I was like, that's not me, because it would say Motorsport on the end, or it would be my personal profile with my kids. So there's something going on that it's like they're going amongst the inside of Andra members or this network of people. So I think people will have to be aware, because
I suspect that if you did buy merch off that website, you didn't get anything other than the bill.
Yeah.
Would that be? Would I be correct in
You got the
assuming
bill,
that?
and you lost your hard-earned on absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Which is sad, because Andra needs all the support that we can give Andra.
Yeah.
But maybe we could get the numbers, because Andrew used to have merch, and maybe this will encourage them to get merch back again.
This is true.
Yep. Definitely.
I had a great tank top. It was nice. I stopped wearing my NHRA stuff to
Was
wear
this
the Andrew
from
stuff.
the Mal Bully era?
The which?
The
sorry?
Mal Bully era.
I could tell you the year of around maybe 13, 14.
Yeah, it's about the
Days.
era. Yeah. Anyway.
Had the truck.
Yeah.
They brought the
That's
truck.
more
the
that.
truck
That
to
was the Mal
Motorplex.
Yeah.
Bully
Yep.
era.
Anyway, support Andra where you can, and when they do get some merch, I think they have hats or something. I think
They used to have hats. I bought hats,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Maybe they still have the hats. I have checked that they don't have T-shirts or anything anymore. At the
Make
moment.
sure it's legit.
Yes.
Is what is the message we're sending.
Double check the web pages and make sure that the URL stays what it should be, because I think there's a bit of a target for this group.
Yeah, there's a lot going on at the moment. There's a lot going on. I've been cloned a few times as well, my Facebook profile. So I've secured that now. I've locked it.
I got hacked last year, and it banned me for 30 days because it posted some terror-related stuff.
Oh my god! Really?
So I got banned for 30 days. I couldn't use Messenger. I couldn't use the FaceTime calls or anything like that. But I was talking to the owner of the gym that I attend, and he's got hacked as well. And he had his credit card attached because of the
my God.
ads. $6,000.
Wow.
$6,000. So it's like he runs the ads through Facebook. You think it's all secure. It's this huge network, but
That's
no,
crazy.
$6,000 on his credit card. So
That's
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Think Mark listens to the show. You think, Nick?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I'd say so. He'd be mad not to, wouldn't he? Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening.
Trump goes to the drag.
Trump, yeah, he does. With
does.
his VL Turbo. Goes down Chapel Street as well.
No. Seriously, one of his sons actually follows NHRA.
Yeah, okay.
I'm serious. I'm not making.
Which one? Where's their closest track?
Florida. So
Florida's
the-
shut, but I don't know where the son lives. I don't know if he lives at Mar-a-Lago.
In the White House now.
Yeah.
And there is a new track being built in Florida, I believe.
But South Georgia Motorsport Park's not very far from there. That's all within Bradenton. It's not very far from there, so they could get on
I think it was Wes Buck that was saying it.
Yeah.
He's attended one of Wes Buck's events.
Oh, okay.
Loves it.
Yeah. There you go. He probably gets to the Formula One as well, and is right behind Max. No, he wouldn't be behind Max Verstappen. He'd probably be.
What a crazy season. And Maxi boy.
Still
leading the points.
He's still leading the points. Look, he's got a 62-point lead, and there's still 3 races to run. There's Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. And there's 83 points available. Look, the scenario is pretty simple. Max Verstappen would have to not finish one of the races, and Lando's pretty much got to win, or pretty much try and win all 3 of them, so for him to secure the championship.
That's not unrealistic.
No.
I don't think that's unrealistic.
There's a sprint race in there as well, so there's points available there. I've taken that into consideration as well. Charles Leclerc, unlikely, cannot win. And the Constructor Championship, that's where it's wide open. So McLaren is leading by 40-odd points there over Ferrari, and Red Bull's in third, another 13-odd points behind. So there's still 144 points available with a 36-point lead to McLaren. That's a scenario with 3 races to go. Cannot wait.
You know what I love about this? I love that it's so close, and Mercedes isn't.
They're not in. They don't. Toto does not factor in there at all, does he? Does not factor in there at all.
No.
So if you remember, they're off to Vegas this week. This is the race that the manhole came dislodged and damaged the Ferrari, and they were penalised for having to change a gearbox.
That's another one. Isn't that a plot from a Sylvester Stallone movie about Indy or something?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, it did happen actually.
See?
Right, yeah, there you go. Yeah, good point.
What's going on?
So that'll
The
be
Matrix.
interesting. I'm assuming that they have fixed all those
Potholes.
errors, the potholes and the manhole covers. Anyway, we'll see. Look, I think that's about it for this episode. Have you girls got anything else for us, Michelle?
No, I'm going to be there at the Golden States. I'm going to sneak in a test and tune beforehand to make sure that all the gremlins are gone.
Is it a private one, or is it?
No, it's the track held test and tune on Wednesday.
Oh, it's on the Wednesday. I was going to say
This Wednesday?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday before the Golden States.
Oh, should we have a crack, Nick? Get the XY ready.
Take the buggy down.
When we used to run
Take
this
it down
amateur...
so you can tow me back. It's going to have to get a pink wrap though. I've had a car painted in a day.
I'm going to be down there on the Friday of the Golden States, so I'll catch up with both of you if you're down there.
You're going to be walking around with the microphone?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No.
Slack, Nick.
Unless you can talk with your helmet on.
No, people don't really like talking during race days, so no. But
You got to do like the guy from Cycle Drag.
I'll just
He
be
does
there.
an awesome job, eh?
He does, yes, but I'll be down there just soaking in the atmosphere. I love the Golden States. It's one of my
Scheduling
favourite.
guests.
Sorry?
Yes.
Scheduling guests.
Yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, we can do that. I can do that. Don't need the microphone for that. We've also got Custom Cars and Coffee at the Perth Motorplex on Sunday the 17th of November. That's next Sunday. Golden States the 22nd and 23rd of November at the Motorplex. Custom Cars and Coffee the 1st of December at the Midvale Speed Dome. Then it's round 3 of the WA Drag Racing season, 7th of December at the Motorplex. Or come and see myself and WA's finest cars at the Channel 7 Christmas pageant.
I can't tow a float with the buggy, Nick. We've had this discussion.
Nah, I've noticed that.
They would die from some sort of toxic inhalation.
Ricardo will not be impressed.
No.
And Classic Cars and Coffee, 31st of December at UWA. That is one of my favourite Classic Cars and Coffee at UWA, that one there on New Year's Eve.
On New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
Is there going to be all sorts of stipulations with this one?
Yeah, there's always stipulations.
So, the only reason I'm asking is because, would something like the buggy be eligible for...
Oh, definitely the buggies. They would welcome the buggy.
You sure? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know there was a bit of controversy. Some cars got turned away. Some...
Not the buggy. Not the
You
buggy.
know...
Definitely not the buggies. You might struggle with the XY, but not the buggy. Not the buggy. No, that'll be awesome.
It fits under the custom banner.
Yeah, but you should if you are concerned by that, then you go to the custom cars and coffee instead, because Jason is open to anything and everything.
Because the last time I took that to an event was the Paul Blank rear-engined car day, which was in Fremantle.
Okay.
But Dave and I both had our buggies there.
But I know the boys at Classic Cars and Coffee would love to see that there. I will be there anyway. I love that New Year's Eve event. Bring the new year in. All right. Well, look. Thank you, Simon. Happy birthday.
Thanks,
I hope
mate.
you had a great evening. Michelle, thank you for
Sure,
coming
Nicole
along.
did
Thank you.
in Sydney
Do
with
you
her
know-
family.
Have you have a text or a message or?
What do you call it?
No, she'll be asleep.
No, it'll be midnight, 12:30 over there. So.
Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. Yep. So good
Thank
luck for the
you.
Golden Stakes, Michelle, as well.
Fingers crossed.
We'll see you down there on the Friday. And
You don't need luck.
God, I did after last. I think maybe
Hopefully
I
you got-
don't need luck because I got rid of all my bad luck
Bad
already.
luck, yeah.
Luck's all I've got left.
Yeah, you shouldn't wish people luck. You should wish them good luck.
I'm not superstitious because then I'll overthink it.
You need a chili for the car. Or
No,
some
come
sage.
on. Hang on.
Some sage.
I know I'd have a good tan, but this is all Australian skin.
All right. Well, look, and also don't forget, Christmas podcast will give you dates and times on that. That's coming up very soon with Brody Zapier here from the man himself. I spoke with him on the phone the other night, and what a fine young gentleman
He is.
Yeah, he
Awesome
was
guy.
one of my lifelines at the event. One of the friends I called on.
Yep.
Yep, came to offered me some electrical connectors.
Oh, cool.
Had to go back and get another one once the first one got crunched.
Oh, okay.
Yep, so yeah. Thank you, Brody.
Thank you, Brody. All right. On that note, thanks. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time. Take care.
Thank you.
See ya.